Good morning. It's a great day. My name is Charlie Hoke. My pronouns are he and him, and I serve on your board of trustees. It's my pleasure to welcome you here this morning. If you are here for the first time, thank you for joining us. We look forward to getting to know you. We invite everyone present in the sanctuary today to join our in-person community time immediately following the service. Each week, we remind ourselves of our congregation's core values: connection, transformation, justice, and acceptance. Our mission is to embody these core values in our daily lives by welcoming all, inspiring compassion, nurturing wonder, and serving community. Welcoming all means we work together to foster a culture of radical hospitality. Here, in this community, we are committed to welcoming all through the work of anti-oppression and anti-racism. As you may have learned, we will be returning to 2 worship services in the fall. Today, after the service, we invite you to stop by the tables in the community hour to explore some of the volunteer opportunities that are part of offering 2 services. We need your time and presence to help make it all run smoothly. Thank you in advance. You may have noticed it's a little dimmer in here today. We are experiencing some electrical issues. Some of the lights are out. That will get fixed. We are so glad that you are with us today. We hope you find the service inspiring and meaningful. And now I invite you to take a moment to greet one another.
We should make an offering to the electrical gods. Yeah, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Great job. All right. And so excited to have some electors here. All right. Good.
I'm Reverend Emily Gage. My pronouns are she and her. Our chalice lighted this morning is Gwen. Gwen also has Marshmallow with her, with them, and inside Marshmallow, this is the coolest, are Minnie, Peppa, and Peep mini marshmallows. Let us join together in the words of our covenant. We are Unitarian Universalists. This is the church of the open minds, loving hearts, and the helping hands. We take care of the planet Earth and each other.
One thing we did right was the day we started to fight. Keep your eyes on the prize, hold on. My hands on the freedom plow, would take nothing for my journey now. Keep your eyes on the prize, hold on. souls have fought and died, so we can sing here side by side. And
When united, it is clear we don't have to stand in fear. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on.
on justice and equality, that's the same for you and me. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on.
Building walls and spreading hate will not make this country great. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold
Good morning. My name is Sybil Madison. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm really honored to be one of your worship associates. I grew up in a non-denominational Christian church, a church that was at the center of our family's life. Our church spoke where the Bible spoke and was silent where the Bible was silent, which meant that we didn't celebrate Easter and we had no instruments in our services. The a cappella singing was absolutely joyous. Not so joyous were some of the church's core beliefs and dispositions. The loving and wonderful people I went to church with really seemed to believe that our way was the way. So while church was a foundation for me growing up, as I entered adolescence, the contradictions that abounded in it triggered a slow, silent crumbling of that rock. As a young adult, I found myself church shopping, hoping to find a spiritual community that was more fundamentally loving and less judgmental, like the radically inclusive Jesus I had come to know through oh so many Wednesday night Bible study classes. A space less concerned about whether or not I was sinning and going to hell, and more concerned about how much love I was bringing into the world. I attended all kinds of churches and services and ultimately settled in at the East Bay Church of Religious Science. One of the many remarkable things about East Bay was the inclusiveness with which it treated all belief systems, a testament to its core principle that there's truth in all religions. I knew the Bible and had been exposed to the Quran, but for the first time I was reading the Torah side by side with the Bible. I was engaging in Buddhist practices and learning about other spiritual traditions. I saw how the same themes resonated across these sacred teachings, sometimes through the same stories. And I was guided in discerning the underlying and at the same time unifying messages, rather than sitting only with each faith's literal speech. I recall having lots of aha moments as I connected dots and thoughts across experiences with different holy books and spiritual points of view. Like, aha, faith may be more powerful than belief. These meta aha moments, if you will, pushed me away from the judgmental, there's just one way stance of my upbringing, moved me past simple acknowledgement and tolerance of other spiritual perspectives, and ushered me towards a genuine openness and curiosity. as I discovered real virtue and worthiness in diverse ideas and shared truths, including in the ones I grew up with, my spiritual understanding and faith deepened. I am forever grateful for the gift I received of reverence for the many, many ways that we humans have gone about making spiritual sense of our world and our place in it, and grateful as well for the sense of order and peace provided by seeing higher truths emerge from a multitude of spiritual orientations. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your life's journey, wherever you are in the world, you are welcome here. Come, let us worship together.
Rise in body or in spirit, and join us in singing hymn number 188 in the great hymnal. Looking at it one time, you won't need it for very long. The choir is going throughout the sanctuary so that we can sing this in a four-part round. Let's do it together twice. And then number 1, number 2, number 3 entry, and then you and me, and number 4. I'll help you. And come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of thee, mighty spoken of despair. Remain standing, please.
Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God.
morning. My name is Jeff Rupus. In addition to wanting justice and equality, I'm a member of the spiritual care team. We are here to offer compassion when life presents challenges. You can contact us at spiritualcare@unitytemple.org. As you know, love is the doctrine of this congregation. Sharing our joys and sorrows with one another is one of the ways we embody that love. In this sharing, we hope that the weight of our sorrows is less heavy and our joys are enhanced. If you wish to share a joy and sorrow, you can write it in the binder right behind us in the foyer, or you can email it to spiritualcare@unitytemple.org. These are the joys and sorrows we share today. Jane Coleman asks that we keep her sister Anne in our thoughts and prayers as she faces upcoming surgery for breast cancer. Luckily, they caught it early. We also extend caring thoughts to David Kneckel's son-in-law's brother, Doug, who broke his leg in 4 places at a fall. Finally, there's a joy from Mary Moffett, or Mary Motet, I'm sorry. She is joyful for the cool, breezy day. Our space today is, in addition to these spoken joys and sorrows, our space today is filled with joys and sorrows that are unexpressed. If you have a joy and sorrow in your heart or mind, we invite you to come to one of our stations, our 4 stations, to drop a stone into one of the bowls of water. The water represents the community we create, and the stones represent a mingling of our joys and sorrows. We will do this in a time of silence. After the silence, we will pray, and then we will sing a Spirit of Life. Let us begin.
I have words of meditation today from the Reverend Julian Jamaica Soto. Let us unite our hearts and minds in the spirit of prayer and meditation. In this community, we hold hope close. We don't always know what comes next, but that cannot dissuade us. We don't always know just what to do, but that will not mean that we are lost in the wilderness. We rely on the certainty beneath the foundation of our values and ethics. We are the people who return to love like a North Star and to the truth that we are greater together than we are alone. Our hope does not live in some glimmer of an indistinct future. Rather, we know the way to the world of which we dream, and by covenant and the movement forward of one right action and the next, we know that one day we will arrive at home. Amen. Blessed be.
Today we are welcoming new members into our congregation. I would like to invite the ministers, the membership committee, chairs, the director of RE and membership, all the new members, and any other board members who want to join me to come forward for our official welcoming. I ask that all of you join in the call and response that's printed in your order of service. We, the members of Unity Temple Unitarian Universalist Congregation, celebrate and welcome you to our shared religious journey. We welcome you as once we were welcomed ourselves. We seek to be open and inclusive, respecting your inherent dignity, your ideas, and your vision. We offer all who we are, our gifts, talents, and enthusiasm, as well as our shortcomings and doubts. We seek to be supportive to each other and encourage you to reach out to us as we reach out to you. We covenant to remain true to the spirit of love that flows through and guides this congregation. know we will not always live up to our ideals. When we fall short, we invite you to stay in relationship and help us fully bring alive the spirit of love. Members of this congregation, of this faith, and of our shared spiritual journeys, may we begin anew. Congratulations to our new members. Please join in singing Come Sing a Song with Me, and that is also printed in the insert. Come on in. Join their mind. Glad you made it up here soon. Children are welcome to go to their RE classes.
My name is Madeline Van Heck, and my pronouns are she, her. I want to thank the anti-oppression, anti-racism team for allowing me to speak today. I began to understand the term white privilege when I attended a workshop about 15 years ago where the leaders asked us to reflect on how our families of origin had accumulated whatever wealth they had. I grew up in a family where my father was a janitor, and the 6 of us lived in a 1-bedroom apartment in the building where he worked. Yet my parents, upon their deaths, managed to leave each of us 4 children $100,000, astonishing to us. How is that possible? Sure, my parents worked hard, and my dad foresaw there would be a need for people to service this newfangled invention, and he studied to become a TV repairman. But you don't accumulate significant wealth charging $3 as a service call. My parents' wealth, by and large, came from the increased value of the homes that they bought. So, white privilege. Had my family been black, my brothers and sister and I would not have experienced this increase in wealth ourselves, because redlining would have made it impossible for my family to buy the homes that they bought. As the current series on Channel 11 shows, it's called Shame of Chicago, Shame of the Nation, and it highlights the factors that made it impossible for black families to benefit the way my white family did. I wanted to live out our second UU principle about equity and justice by doing something that would address this past inequity. So, knowing that our neighboring Austin community had become a banking desert over the years, and I grew up in Austin, I thought one way to begin to redress this wrong would be to open an account at the newly established, not-for-profit, Banking for a Greater Good credit union in Austin. And I'm working with our restorative justice team to encourage others to do the same. I hope you will visit our table at Community Hour or write to restorative justice at unitytemple.org to learn more. Thank you for listening.
Each week, Unity Temple splits the offering evenly. One half supports the programs and mission of our congregation. And this week, the other half goes to DRUM, Diverse Revolutionary UU Multicultural Ministries. DRUM is a Unitarian Universalist people of color ministry and anti-racist collective, bringing people together to overcome racism through resistance and transform Unitarian Universalism through our multicultural experiences. DRUM is the primary partner of our BIPOC Friends Group. DRUM's annual public virtual worship service is this Wednesday evening, May 8th at 7 p.m., and you can visit drumm.org for more information. May we be transformed by our giving, and may the world be transformed by our gifts.
As I shared a few months ago, the Unitarian Universalist Association in the United States is considering adopting different language from the 7 principles to express the core of our shared North American faith. Unity Temple's delegates at the General Assembly of the UUA in June will have an opportunity to vote on this proposal. As I also shared, if this proposal is adopted, no one will be forced to never use the 7 principles again. I, for one, I love the first principle, which affirms the inherent dignity and worth of every person. I love the 7th principle, which recognizes we're part of an interdependent web of existence. And I am positive I'm going to keep contemplating and talking about those. And there are things I love about the new proposal, the new expression, starting with the idea that love is in the center. Love, inclusive, active, revolutionary love, has long felt like a missing piece for me in Unitarian Universalism. I also really love that pluralism is lifted up as one of our primary shared values that revolves around love. Pluralism, to me, feels like an essential piece of Unitarian Universalism. For decades, I have wanted pluralism to be so central. This is because I think that without embracing pluralism within our congregations, with our hearts, with our minds, with our bodies, I don't think the American incarnation of Unitarian Universalism is possible. We need to embrace pluralism if we're going to make this work. If you're sitting out there with your own beliefs and there's an atheist ahead of you and a pagan behind you and a Buddhist on the other side and a theist to the other side, and you don't have any of those beliefs, this is how we can make it work. Pluralism calls us to affirm the possibility and the integrity of many paths and understandings. Diana Eck, the founder of Harvard's Pluralism Project, is one of the most significant proponents of pluralism in our country, and I am a Diana Eck groupie. The Pluralism Project has a definition of pluralism with 4 parts. First, pluralism is not diversity alone, but the energetic engagement with diversity. Second, pluralism is not just tolerance, but the active seeking of understanding across lines of difference. Third, pluralism is not relativism, but the encounter of commitments. And fourth, pluralism is based on dialogue. So for me, those first 2 parts of the definition go together. Pluralism is not just about tolerance or diversity alone. It is energetic and actively engaging with people who have different beliefs and backgrounds with the goal of understanding, not persuading. It takes seriously that people have different viewpoints, and it calls us to be open to learn from others and to think about how what we learn might impact our own understandings and beliefs. The third part of this definition is important too. In pluralism, we accept other people's beliefs and we understand that those beliefs involve deep commitments, important commitments, in the same way what we believe calls us to a sense of commitment. And the fourth part of the definition points to how pluralism is lived, namely in dialogue. I love this definition, but I would add mutual ahead of dialogue, that pluralism is based on mutual dialogue. So pluralism is a word that I would use to describe the transformative approach that Sybil encountered at the East Bay Church of Religious Scientology that she shared about in our opening words. Pluralism can unlock, open up, and even liberate. So what does all this mean for a religiously diverse UU congregation like Unity Temple? It means not just tolerating different understandings. It's not saying to your pew neighbor who has a different belief from yours, okay, whatever, that doesn't really impact me. Pluralism calls us to energetic engagement with each other, and it includes openness to the possibility that in that engagement, we might be changed. Pluralism within Unity Temple also calls us to avoid a kind of false universalism, which is really tempting for American Unitarian Universalists. So it kind of works like this. You know, underneath this veneer of your belief system and my belief system, Unity Temple pew neighbor, you actually believe the same thing I believe. And then we describe that, and it's actually literally my belief. And I've totally discounted the person next to me. That's not the kind of universalism we're going for here. Pluralism also calls us to avoid what I would call the lowest common denominator approach to our collective spiritual and religious life. A lowest common denominator approach would make us water everything down to the most generic, the most wishy-washy expression possible so that nobody might be pushed out of their theological comfort zone. This lowest common denominator approach would compel us to discourage preachers and worship associates from using Buddhism or paganism or Christianity or other vocabulary and stories lest someone feel uncomfortable. It would discourage us from a lot of music, let's say the opening music today, which I loved, but is not in my primary theological understanding or language. So to practice pluralism at a place like Unity Temple, we need to make space for people with different understandings, different vocabularies, different metaphors. If someone uses the word God and that one has no meaning for you, or maybe even a negative meaning for you, let them use it anyway. If someone uses non-theistic language, and for you an understanding of God or goddess is really important, let them use their non-theistic language anyway. And maybe when we encounter these words and metaphors that don't work for us, we can simply pay attention to that fact and then try to open ourselves to hear the next sentence that they utter. If Reverend Emily or I share an understanding that doesn't match yours, remember that we're not here to parrot your beliefs and understandings. We are here to share our own spiritual questions, our own wisdom, with the hope that this will help you navigate your own path, your own beliefs. We have, believe me, zero interest in dictating our beliefs to any of you. We don't expect you to use our same spiritual vocabulary and metaphors. And by the way, Emily and I don't have the same spiritual approach. It's okay. Well, here's maybe the most important thing of all about this. That is the reality that Oak Park, Chicagoland, the United States, and the world are all more diverse than Unity Temple. And, right? A failure to embrace pluralism globally is the source of so much strife and war. Freedom House, which is an organization that promotes democracy and political freedom and human rights, concluded in its 2024 assessment of freedom in the world that almost everywhere the downturn in human rights was driven by attacks on pluralism. The peaceful coexistence, which this report defined pluralism as, the peaceful coexistence of people with different political ideas, religions, and ethnic identities. And it noted that when this happens, it harms elections and it sows the seeds of violence. So the world desperately needs pluralism in the face of these problems. And guess what? Every time we come to Unity Temple, we have a chance to practice pluralism. This is part of what the world needs. So when I think about pluralism in a Unitarian Universalist congregation, I find a metaphor from the late UU minister, Reverend Forrest Church, to be helpful. The metaphor, which he called the cathedral of the world, goes like this. Picture yourself in this gorgeous big cathedral, and there's the most exquisitely beautiful stained glass windows, and each window represents a particular spiritual pathway. There's the Buddhist window, and the Christian window, and the atheist window, and the pagan window, and the Muslim window, and it goes on. Some people are drawn to a particular window. They linger at that window, sometimes for years or even a lifetime. Others prefer to move around the space a little bit with their gaze and maybe move from one to the next as they explore. And most Unitarian Universalist congregations have both kinds of people. The people who go deeply into one window and the people who enjoy and find meaning in looking at various windows. Neither of these two paths is inherently right or wrong, good or bad. The only thing that's wrong is to throw a rock at someone else's window. We throw a rock at someone else's window when we don't respect their faith. For example, when someone introduces themselves as a recovering Christian, as if Christianity is always inevitably like a disease that you have to recover from, that's throwing a rock through their window. Or when someone dismisses pagan spirituality as just a bunch of hocus pocus, a rock goes through a window. When someone says humanism is just boring and dry and arrogant and it needs to go to the dustbin of history, another rock at a window. All of these variations of throwing stones at windows are problematic. None of them reflect serious engagement and a desire to understand and a willingness to ask carefully considered, curious questions. Pluralism does not mean we can't thoughtfully criticize another path and ask difficult questions. It means that we have to do so in a way which is open to mutual dialogue, honest dialogue, and in a way where our words come from a place of humility and openness and curiosity. Pluralism means we can't throw rocks through other people's windows. Well, I was blessed during 6 years living in St. Louis to become part of the Eden Theological Seminary, which is the United Church of Christ seminary. It has a student body that is remarkably reflective of the city and area of St. Louis, and so they do pluralism pretty well. A tangible example of this is a moving video rendition of the iconic UU hymn, Spirit of Life, which we sing every week. Well, in this video, 4 non-UU seminarians who are part of various black theological traditions made the video during the pandemic in honor of a UU student at Eden, Corey Lovell, who was selected by the student body to give the sermon at the spring convocation, probably the first time a UU was given that honor. Well, during their time at Eden, these 4 students shared their faiths with Corey. Corey shared his faith with them, and together they grew. I'm thinking of Corey today because this afternoon he will be ordained into the UU ministry. Yay, Corey. And will be installed as the minister of the UU congregation in Marin County, California. So through energetically engaging with Corey and his UU faith, the 4 students who made this video brought their own experience, their own traditions, their own understandings to our UU hymn, Spirit of Life, and in so doing, I find that they shed fresh light on this hymn. So here, friends, is what pluralism looks like.
Spirit of life, come unto me, sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, of life, come to me, come to me.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Oh, sing in my heart all the stirring of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea.
Would you move in the hand, give him life, the shape of justice, roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Oh, sing in my heart all the stirring of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the heart, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, Spirit of life, come to me. Come to me. Spirit of life, come to me.
Please rise in body or in spirit. Join me and my famous partner here you'll learn more about. In hymn number 1032, it's an Arabic echo. And its meaning, even though we won't be singing the English words, is, as you can see, let us live in peace, let us live in inner peace, let us die in peace. You'll be singing the Arabic. You can sing with me at first, and then my friend Nick is going to provide an echo. Down, down,
come from Ibu Patel. I thought about the meaning of pluralism in a world where the forces that seek to divide us are strong. I came to one conclusion: we have to save each other. It is the only way to save ourselves. I invite you to join in the chalice extinguishing words. Carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again.
We want peace and liberty in this world. These words are by Jose, the song is by Jose Luis Orozco, who lives in California. Let's do it in Spanish. Paz, queremos paz y libertad en este mundo. Para los niños de todo el mundo, queremos paz y libertad. For all the children of this world, we want peace and liberty. Peace. We want peace, and liberty in this world. Paz. Queremos paz. Queremos paz y libertad en este mundo. Ya no más hambre, ya no más guerra, queremos paz en esta tierra. No more hunger, no more war. We want peace on this earth. Let's do it in French. Paix. Vive la paix. Et liberté.
Dans ce monde,
Hebrew, shalom. Ratzim, shalom. Ubitachon. Ba'olam. Arabic, salam. Bidna salam. Ba'chor. Ba'olam. Italian, pace. Vogliamo pace. Hey, libertà. In questo mondo. Now with me, peace. Peace. We want peace. We want peace. And liberty. And liberty in this world. In this world. Paz. Queremos paz. Y libertad. En este mundo. Before I finish this, Roger, I have to say that's the best sermon I ever heard. One more time. Would you please rise and sing it in 3-part harmony, or 4 if you want. Peace. Here we go, with harmony. And peace. More harmony. Peace, 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 peace. Here we go. And